Hi Star Wars fans, and welcome to a new video. This video is a book review, and as you can see, the book is a Dorling Kindersley super large hardback. It's titled Incredible Cross Sections, the Ultimate Guide to Star Wars Vehicles and Spacecraft. And these are the guys that put this book together. And yeah, so let's get inside. I'll show you what this book is all about. It's quite a large book, and see if I put my giant man hand on the page here. You see it doesn't quite throw my fingers out. It's a big old book. It came out in 1998, and these are the vehicles and spacecraft it covers. I'm going to take you through these page by page, and you might learn something interesting and new about these vehicles. Now, I do film in HD, so you should be able to make this out very clearly. If you've got a smartphone, obviously you can zoom in, make a bit more sense of the text. But if you're watching this on a tablet or a laptop, or better still, a smart TV, you're going to have a super huge, super clear picture. So this is an example of the layout, so I'm not going to show you this one, it's just an example. So we'll go on to the first one, which is the Blockade Runner. Here you go guys, here's the Blockade Runner. So this is going to be quite a long review, so pause this and you've got yourself time to make a cup of tea and grab some biscuits. So let me take you back to 1977. Scrawling across the screen in front of you, you see this massive ship come across the very top of the screen, moving away from you as you're sat in your cinema seat. It's the Blockade Runner, containing Princess Leia and the hidden plans. And you're thinking, wow, that's a massive, massive spaceship. That's absolutely huge. And yeah, you'd be right. Until you see the Star Destroyer that follows it, and then you think, wow, that's even bigger. So I'll take you around the book. I'll start off with a little history of the Blockade Runner here. So you can pause this. I'm going to whiz round, but you can pause this and read at your leisure. Take you around. These are some of the technical areas. Let's get you to zoom. Here we go. And there's the cockpit. As you can see, they've decided to go for a Pepsi machine in there, not a Coca-Cola machine. Just kidding, it's not really. Okay, there's a little bit here about the capable Corvette. Some of the shipboard symbols. A little about R2 and 3PO's escape. And there's the escape pod. There's R2, see inside there. You can see them. The book goes into such detail. You see the Star Destroyer through the little porthole there. View screen, sorry. View screen. And there's a little bit about the escape pods. It's going to scan over. Now, this book is absolutely perfect for those of you that make dioramas, model kits, looking for that extra special bit of detail. This book is absolutely fantastic for that. See there in the middle of the screen, you can see Princess Leia with R2. There you see the formal state conference chamber. the centre of the screen there you can see Darth Vader throttling Captain Antilles. The level of detail in these books are absolutely fantastic. Okay, we'll move on to the Star Destroyer. There you go, there's the Star Destroyer. This is the second ship you see in episode 4. This is when you were thinking, wow, that blockade runner's a huge ship. Suddenly the Star Destroyer starts its chase across the screen. Thinking, wow, and that's the part of the film where it's pant-wettingly exciting. You think this is something not big, this is something massive. And the cinema seats, they shook at the time. Absolutely fantastic moment, I always remember. I was 5. My grandfather took me to see. And that was kind of it for me. It was Star Wars all the way. So you're not going to pick this book up in bookstores anymore, so you'll have to, if you're in the States, it'll be flea markets and yard sales, or here in the UK it's going to be charity shops and boot fairs, or for everyone it's going to be Amazon and eBay. There's a little up here about the evolution of the Star Destroyer. I'll just take you over the Star Destroyer itself. The pictures themselves they're works of art. So meticulous. Give you a bit of scale. There's the blockade runner. Right, now we start this is the double page fold out section, and it's on TIE fighters. So start off with a bit of a history of TIE fighters. And then TIE pilots never use the same ship twice, mainly because they get blown into space dust. Show you around the TIE fighter. There's TIE fighter pilot inside. He's sat texting his wife. Oh, I'll be home for tea. Yeah, I'll be safe, don't worry. No, just routine. Just a routine scout trip. Bit of reconnaissance. He was never seen again. And this side we have a section on mission profiles. And then the TIE variants. There you go, some of the TIE variants. And there's a TIE fighter docking bay. Let's get these up here. They look like bats hanging from a roof of a cave. A bit on pilot psychology. Yeah, so it's quite an in-depth book. And there's a little about the hangar. Now this section folds out to reveal a huge section that measures almost 4 feet across on the Death Star. So I'll start on this side. So if you've got a smart TV, that's going to look so good. Critical weakness. Main exhaust port. There's some very interesting details in this book that you may not have come across before. You may find things that contradict other things you've read before, which sometimes does happen in the Star Wars universe, but that's one of the little foibles we do love about Star Wars. Nice section there on challenge and sacrifice. This docking bay 3207. On to this section. The book's big, but it's not big enough to have a whole Death Star. This is how detailed this is. And just to give you a little bit of scale, in the background there is a Star Destroyer. So if you zoom out, that's how tiny something as large as a Star Destroyer is in comparison to the Death Star. Oh, there's an exhaust port. Oh, someone should put a lid on that thing, really, shouldn't they? There's a little on the assault on the polar trench. And there is the polar trench. And here we have those little cloaked scrap metal merchants driving their sandcrawler. So here's a little bit about the sandcrawlers. And a bit about Jabbar repairs. Jawas, they're the Tatooine equivalent of the guys that knock on your door and tell you you've got a loose slate or roof tile, and they'll fix it for a small fee. Okay, so get these captions. The old mining days. Here you see the Jawas relaxing in their spa and gymnasium. A few in the hot tub there. Just kidding. It's not until you see something like this that you realise the sandcrawler is a much sort of more complicated bit of kit than you ever sort of realised before. Alright, let's move on to the next. Now, this is one of the most iconic film spacecraft ever. Most recognisable, I think. There's a little about the Millennium Falcon. There's Han in the cockpit there. Here's the history of the Falcon. These little tags in around the outside. Here's the Ray Harryhausen gaming table. And the secrets of the speed of the Falcon. There's a little there on the customization. Take a quick tour of the cutaway Falcon. You can see Luke's doing his lightsaber training there, with Ben looking on. And next we move on to the X-Wing. There you go, and a little history of the X-Wing. Inside the cockpit. And here's one of the proton torpedoes. There's a little bit about them. Laser cannons. About why the X-Wing has the edge in a dogfight. There's R2 waiting to pop into his droid socket. Take you for a spin round now. Here's the cockpit for the pilot. There's the canopy. And there you have the X-Wing. And here we have the Y-Wing, or the BLT A4 Y-Wing. This was used throughout the Rebel fleet to deliver poor quality, unhealthy breakfasts, and is known as the roach coach of the fleet. No, I'm just kidding, it's just the BLT thing, maybe feel hungry. So here's a little bit about the Y-Wing. A little about the ion cannons. Cooling system. So great looking ship. I always thought it was very underrated, the Y-Wing. And next we move on to the TIE Fighter Advanced. There you go, as promised, the TIE Fighter Advanced. Or TIE Advanced. Here's a little about. Here's a little on the legacy. And take you around. There's Darth Vader. He sat there tweeting. That's going to be really funny when people watch this video in years to come and say, what's tweeting? Now for this one I've had to spin the book round the other way, and this is for the AT-AT. Or if you're old school like me, I've been with it since day one and it's an AT-AT. But I get told off quite regularly by my youngest nephew. It's not an AT-AT, it's an AT-AT. He doesn't actually sound like that, but thank goodness. Yeah, most of us didn't know at the time that speeder bikes were parked in the bottom of the AT-AT, and we didn't realise until Hasbro brought the super huge, fantastic AT-AT out, which I do have a review of on my channel if you want to check it out. It's an awesome toy. It's one of the best toys Hasbro have ever done. Annoying bit of camera light there. See inside all of the Hoth troopers ready for action. And Partington's bottom, we have the speeder bike garage. Okay, speeder bike garage. Just look what goes into one of those giant feet. Yeah, pretty awesome vehicle. Now this these pages contain the Snowspeeder and the ATST. So I'm going to start with the story order and go for the Snowspeeder to begin with. There's a little on the background of the Snowspeeder. And your rough guide on how to attack an AT-AT. And the conversion from civilian to military use. It's a how-to guide should you wish to convert your Snowspeeder from civilian to military use. And adapting to the cold. Moving on to the ATST. Bit about the gyro stabilization. And there's the cockpit view, which is lovely, very detailed. Take you around the ATST. Okay, and move on to the next page, which is Boba Fett Slave 1. Okay, and history of Slave 1. designed to deceive. This is on the weaponry. Flight altitude. Take Captain Solo to the cargo hold. Yeah, don't bother messaging me telling me that's terrible. Yeah, so I used to like play with this book. I used to like playing a game with my youngest nephew, and it was like Where's Wally? Or if you're in the States, Where's Waldo? And it'd be like, Where's Boba Fett? Where's Boba Fett? Can you find Boba Fett? Be looking here and there, looking for Boba Fett. Is he in the cockpit? No, he's not in the cockpit. Where's Boba Fett? Where is he? Where's Wally? Where's Waldo? Oh, there he is. There's Boba Fett. So it's how they should do that, shouldn't they? Where's Waldo, Where's Wally version of Star Wars, but that'd be awesome. Right, move on to, I think, is it the last one's next, I think. Yeah, you can breathe a sigh of relief now. This is the last one, Jabbar's sail barge. So, great picture, this one. So there's a bit of a history. And there's a sand skiff at the bottom there. Let's go on the sand skiff now. And a little on the steering mechanism there. Armed luxury. Let's go around and check out the actual sail barge now. Sleeping quarters. I think there's a picture of Jabbar on the wall. That's a nice touch. Oh, it's a live food tank. Oh, that's what that is. See, we're all learning something today, aren't we? There's the big guy himself. Well, that's the last one. What I'm going to do, just finish on, give you a look at the ISBN details and the publishing date and that sort of stuff. and then if you do want to track it down, you can get a hold of a copy. There's the ISBN and everything else you're going to need if you do want to get hold of a copy. And to finish, here's the back cover. Well guys, as always, I do appreciate you watching my videos, of course, and thank you very much for doing so. Do check out my other videos, some quite good fun stuff there. So until next time, may the force be with you. Bye for now. Thanks very much for watching guys. Bye bye.